I started bawling. Yeah, I was over at Aunt Maggie's. I remember the kitty come over and got me, and she had some Girl Scout knickers on. I was sitting there playing in the sand, me and the kids, and I looked up and all I could see them knickers sticking down there. And she said, "You want to come over and see the baby?" And so I went over there and I looked for a minute and directly I started bawling and run out behind the house. So I can remember this. I was 3 and I had my head up like that and I was crying like crazy and Kitty wanted to know what was wrong. And I said, I can't sleep with Mama no more. So they went back in there and told her what I said. So she said, you can get right back, you can get up here and sleep with both of us. I can remember that very well, what was said and who said it.
I'll be 3 years old, huh?
And I was just 3 years old. Them was the good old days. We used to fight all the time, and that's where she broke my teeth out. We was in that cow house, and she hauled off and whacked me one, and I hit her one time. She was a big old girl, and she could beat the hell out of it if she wanted to. So she started running, and I started running, and started running around the porch, and stomped my toe, and when I hit the floor, I broke my tooth off right there. It was one of my permanent teeth too, and for practically all my life, I went that broke tooth. And my dad, I remember he bought me a little tricycle. That's the only thing he ever bought me in his life, I think. And I'd ride that thing 1,000 miles a day. Round that porch, over and over and over and over. Yeah, we had got a good time.
Remember sitting out on the porch singing it in the evenings with the family?
Yeah, we used to do that. We'd sit out there and sing, and they'd all get on the porch down to Phillips so they could hear us. That's all they did down the branch and across the railroad track. That was Uncle Phillips' old house. And they'd always talk about us going out there and singing. And we'd sing everything in the world. I wasn't doing no much of it, but my sisters were singing.
What year did you go into the Army?
Go into the Army?
Yeah.
Oh, I was 19 and shoot, I don't know. I was drafted, I know. Yeah, I didn't. I proved around Marvin sure went in, and Ivan and all those people joined up somewhere, and I kept waiting around when I was drafted, and they took me in. I went into the barrage balloons, and that was a beautiful place to be because what they was doing, they put these, they had these machines that they lit the big old balloons up in the air, and then they flew over London, and then that kept the dive bombers from coming down, and they'd hit that wire, and they'd be afraid to come down with the dive bombers. But they started doing high altitude bombing after that, so they went out of business. So they deactivated my group and sent me to the infantry. that's where I was really, that was a pathetic place to be. That's the reason I never made any effort to stay in after I wanted to get out so bad that I just come on home. And they made all kinds of proposals that if I'd stay in, that I could really amount to something in the Army. But I said I'd seen all that I wanted, seen all the killing I wanted to see.
So when you got out of the service, did you go back to Viper? Or?
Yeah, when I went home, I went back to Viper, and I didn't get a chance to tell the people I was coming. I was going up, I was going home, going up the Slamtown Holler there, and running to old Menai Hall, Arliss Hall, and he commented, happy to see me home and all that stuff. And hadn't told him I was coming, and I walked on up in the yard down there at Viper, and Jean, I guess, come out and saw me first, and she took a big fit over me, and then Mom come out, and all of them crying, and all of them, oh well, I had a great homecoming. They didn't think I'd ever get back.
Yes, we did all right. We had to chase him all over the place, so we finally cornered him down by the barn.
Wilmer, come on in here. We've been waiting all day for you.
Fine bird, all right.
Pretty bird, come on in here.
What are you going to do, sing?
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.